I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Please subscribe. Imagine this, a tense montage of ICE agents at a traffic stop. Flashing lights, a blurred figure running through a wooded area. Then came the headlines. Superintendent arrested by ICE. Des Moines, Iowa schools in shock. On September 26th of this year, Des Moines Public School Superintendent Ian Roberts was arrested by ICE in a dramatic chase through Iowa's capital. The charge, being an undocumented immigrant with a loaded firearm. This wasn't the first time he was caught with a firearm. A man with no legal status leading Iowa's largest school district. How did a Guyanese Olympian with a deportation order slip through the background checks to helm 30,000 students? This is an untold story of how Ian Roberts evaded detection until it all unraveled. Ian Andre Roberts, born in 1970 in Guyana, South America, came to the U.S. in 1999 on an F1 student visa to attend Coppin State University in Maryland. He evidently was a registered voter there in Maryland. How can you register to vote if you're not a U.S. citizen? He supposedly earned a Bachelor's of Science in 1998, but his visa had an expiration date. After graduation, Roberts didn't leave. Instead, he stayed, building a stellar career in education, teaching in Baltimore, leading schools in D.C., the South Bronx, and St. Louis. By 2023, he was a rising star named Des Moines Public Schools Superintendent after a national search. Well, when they did a background check, which was done by a third party, they found out there was discrepancies about what he claimed he had achieved and what he really did achieve. There was a catch. Robert was undocumented. His student visa had long expired, and in May of 2024, an immigration judge issued a final deportation order, labeling him a ICE fugitive. Yet he climbed the ranks of urban education, passing background checks in multiple states. How? The answer lies in a mix of systematic gaps, forged documents, and unchecked assumptions. How did this happen? They do fingerprint scans, hiring interviews. The background checks. Well, evidently the background checks there in Iowa were done by a third party, but what about all the other states and cities? He had no legal work authorization. When Des Moines, Iowa hired Roberts in 2023, the district followed standard protocols: a background check, social security number verification. Whose number is he using? Yeah, he stole somebody's ID. A I-1 employment eligibility forms. Robert provided documents that appeared legitimate, like the social security number, obtained under his student visa or through fraudulent means. A common tactic among undocumented immigrants navigating work systems. The district's third-party vendor, even though they did catch one discrepancy on his application, claiming he was a doctorate in some degree, but it turned out was not true. Yeah, they cleared him, and Iowa issued his superintendent license. They knew he lied, and yet they still hired him. Here's another area that gets murky. Federal databases like E-Verify, used for employment checks, don't always cross-reference immigration records in real time. ICE later revealed Roberts had a 2020 weapons charge in Iowa, which should have raised red flags, but it wasn't linked to his immigration status in the state system. Schools, say they're strapped for time or resources and often rely on surface level checks. His so-called professional record, 20 years in education, no major convictions, and his charm as a Guyanese Olympian and equality advocate likely smoothed over any doubts. The district, they say, had no clue about his 2024 deportation order. The facade crumbled on September 26th of this year. ICE tipped off about Robert's fugitive status, attempted a traffic stop on his district-issued SUV. He ran. He abandoned the vehicle with a loaded handgun. There was $3,000 in cash in there and a hunting knife, items that fueled ICE's criminal alien label. Iowa State Patrol apprehended him in a wooded area. The ATF is now probing how an undocumented person obtained a firearm, illegal under federal law. Des Moines Public School was blindsided. Board Chair Jackie Norris admitted, "We were unaware of his status. He passed all checks." By September 27th, Roberts was on a paid leave, and by the 29th, unpaid. Iowa revoked his license and he resigned on September 30th, according to his lawyer, citing a 2025 letter from a prior lawyer claiming his case was resolved. But it wasn't. Fallout? Protests, tears from students, and federal probe into the district's hiring, with critics questioning its diversity-driven processes. Ian Roberts' story exposes cracks in Americans' immigration and hiring systems. A man who inspired thousands of others to hide in plain sight until ICE closed in. Was he a criminal exploiting the loopholes? I would say he was. Many say he's a leader caught in a broken system. As Robert faces deportation, Des Moines grapples with the loss of their superintendent. What are your thoughts down below? He's supposed to be an example for students, follow the law. Yeah, but yet he broke many laws himself. He was a registered voter with forged documents. Like I said, this is the second time he's been caught with a gun, and he isn't allowed to have a gun here in this country. So what are your thoughts? Why did he even have a gun? Put your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless y'all.